It is predicted that a third of the global economy will experience a decline, which could trigger a recession this year. Is that true? And how do world leaders respond to this? Let's take a look at the latest news about this year's global recession and get helpful tips from me, which I will share at the end of the video session about how to deal with a recession for millennials. Hello friends, come back with me, Sophie, in channel 100% Smart, a channel that discusses the world of finance, investment, and business. You have to follow this channel, okay? Because every video I share will definitely be useful and add to your insight. And in this video, I will discuss the latest news about the global recession in 2023, which is often discussed by many people around the world. In response to this, I personally am not too worried, because I myself will not feel such a big impact. And I also understand tips on how to deal with the coming recession later. So it's important that you study and watch this video until it's finished, because later I will try to share the tips with you. But before that, watch the latest news on this year global recession, so you don't miss the latest news. According to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the global recession is a state of inflation in the world's gross domestic product, GDP, based on world macroeconomic indicators, including the unemployed population, capital flows, industrial production, world oil consumption, and stock trading. And this year, it is expected that this will happen. For more detail, let's see the news that I will present below. Okay, so I took the following news from a news site that is quite well known in my country, Indonesia, and is quite good at reporting the truth of the news, namely from Kompas.com. As we can see, IMF made prediction 1/3 of the world economy will recess in 2023. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) projects that the global economy will experience more severe challenges this year compared to last year. This was conveyed directly by IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva. Why? Because the three largest country and region economies, the United States, the European Union, and China, experienced a simultaneous slowdown, he said, as quoted by CNN. Therefore, Georgieva said, the IMF predicts that almost half of the world economy will experience a recession this year. In fact, this condition will also be felt by millions of people who live in countries that are not experiencing a recession. We project that 1/3 of the world economy will experience a recession. Even in countries not in a recession zone, it will still be felt by hundreds of millions of people, he said. He further said that the US has the potential to avoid a recession zone. However, gloomy economic conditions are increasingly visible in the European region, the result of the prolonged war between Russia and Ukraine. Half of the European Union will experience a recession, he said. China's economic slowdown. Turning to Asia, the slowdown in China's economic ratio has certainly had a significant global impact. The country with the world's second largest economic experienced a slowdown in economic growth last year. In line with the COVID-19 tightening policy, which ultimately resulted in disruption of world supply chains. According to China's President Xi Jinping, the bamboo coastline country is projected to post economic growth of 4.4% in 2022. This projection is much lower than the actual growth in 2021 of 8.4%. For the first time in 40 years, China's economy has the potential to grow slower than global growth in 2022, said Georgieva. Beijing has indeed begun to ease its movement restriction policy as of early December 2022. Even though this easing will revive the wheels of the economy, recovery will be difficult. The reason is that the easing has resulted in a new wave of COVID-19 cases. This then has an impact on slowing consumption and production. That's the news that I got from the Compass.com site. And as I promised at the beginning of this video, I will share some tips for dealing with the global recession for millennials. Let's look at the following tips. The first, you need to have a priority scale. The priority scale means making a list of needs and expenses so that cash flow is filtered. You do this by making a list of needs from important, which must come first, important but can still be postponed, and not important, which can be postponed until it is not important and does not have to be fulfilled. Number 2. Shop for goods as needed. We should choose carefully what to buy, if it is not a necessity and can be postponed. Conversely, if it is a primary need, then fulfill it so that the family does not lack it. For example, do not let children become malnourished because they are only fed instant noodles or processed foods because they are cheap. Number 3. Need to have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is an important instrument in family finance. When something unwanted happens but we have to spend cash, an emergency fund is at the forefront. If you were previously used to setting up an emergency fund, now you can try to increase the amount. Conversely, if this is the first time setting up an emergency fund, you can try the formula at least 3 times the monthly expenses if you are single. And for those who are married, you can prepare 6 times the monthly routine expenses. Number 4. Need to have life and health insurance. Many think insurance can still be postponed. It is enough to maintain health. We forget that the risk of getting sick can come especially from several things, such as exposure to air pollution, chemicals, and so on. Insurance is a wise way to protect yourself and your family from the risk of financial loss due to unexpected but high-cost events, such as medical treatment, accident, or death. Number 5. Invest. If you already have savings, are able to set up an emergency fund, and have insured yourself and your family, it would be nice to invest in developing existing assets, because the current value of asset might not be the same in the next few years because inflation will always be there. Cost low risk instruments that trend to be safe in current conditions, such as money market mutual fund or government securities. Well, that's a little info and some tips on how to deal with a recession for millennials from me. How? Will my information and tips help you? If so, I ask for support to develop this channel so that it is bigger and certainly more useful for all of us. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and share with all your friends so they know about this channel. Okay, thank you for watching this video to the end. Keep watching the video, which I will share later in the next video. Bye and creating smart.